Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to this information sharing channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips on how to save money in Qatar. Coming right up. So at the beginning of this year, I made a conscious decision to save more and spend less. Goals that I have set this year, but my major goal is to save so much this year. Save more, spend less. So for me, I'm just looking into avoiding unnecessary expenses. Whenever I can find just a reason or an opportunity to save like a real or 2 real, I will. And that's because last year I made some very bad financial decisions that cost me hundreds of thousands of shillings that led me to saving little to nothing by the end of the year. Something which I'm not going to repeat this year. So I'm going to be sharing with you my own examples of the things that I've implemented in my routine that are actually helping me to save money. Number one is that I have made a budget and I have decided on the particular amount of money that I want to be saving every month. So there is an amount that I give for chama, or a merry-go-round. At the end of time, once I receive my round, then I can just put the money aside to my bank account. There is also another amount that I have decided that as soon as I get my salary, then I can transfer directly from my phone to my savings account at the end of every month. Number two is that I try as much as possible to avoid eating out. I make my food at home, carry packed lunch, warm it in the office, and then just have my meal there, because eating out can cost me something maybe 12 riyals to 15 riyals or even more if I'm going to eat out every day. So as much as I can, I try to prepare my own meals at home, and maybe once in a while I can give myself that treat. I mean, yeah, it's called mwili pole, but yeah, it shouldn't be something that you are doing every day. 15 riyals is something like 412 shillings, and 12 riyals can be something like more than 350 shillings. So spending that much on one meal every day is not going to take you very far if you are trying to save money around here. Point number three is that I try to do my own hair, because if I'm going to let somebody else do my hair, then they're going to charge me something 30 riyals to 50 riyals every time they do it, and that is money that I can put away. Thank God I've been blessed with the ability to be able to braid my hair or to be able to straighten it myself, to put twist out so many hairstyles I can do myself, and that helps me to keep that amount away, and I can use it for in the future when there is a real need for me to spend that money. Point number four is that I try as much as possible to say no to temptations. Our office is like a real temptation island. Somebody will always come to you like, Angela, would you like to order something from the Bakala? And the Bakala is like a shop that is, I think, an Arabic name or something like that, for no good reason. When I come to the office, I always pack an apple that I will snack at 11. I pack my lunch and I pack a few nuts to nibble here and there. So I'm always already decided on what I'm going to eat throughout the day. Ordering from the Bakala usually includes stuff like ice cream or potato chips, things that actually are just junk, filling up junk into my body, that I'd rather just say no. So I try as much as possible. Not even I try, I've already gotten used to just saying, no, thanks, I'm good. You can go ahead and order. Somebody will even come and even pet you and even, pat your back and be like, Angela, would you like to order something from the Bakala, as if you're getting it for free. So for me, I'm just like, no, thanks, I'm good. And they'll go away. So it comes, I'm telling you, it's every day. Or there'll be an announcement flying around in the office, anyone ordering anything from the Bakala? And for the week of heart, you will just keep saying, yeah, I need chips, I need chips, I need chocolate, I need this, I need that. And at the end of the day, you will have spent so much money that you could just rather put away. Point number five is that I try not to fall prey of end of season sales. Trust me, if you go to these malls, maybe if you go to shops like Red Tag, or if you go to places like Marks, there are always all those end of season sales where you see stuff that you buy 2 for 25, or you buy 1 get 1 free, stuff like that. That you end up buying stuff that you don't really need, clothes that you're not even going to wear in a very long time. So as much as I can, I just try to avoid those end of season sales where you can find yourself spending close to 1,000 riyals for no good reason, something that you did not even budget for. So that's a tip that you can also implement. I'm not saying that once in a while you cannot like buy stuff for yourself, because also end of season sales help you to buy like good stuff at a lower price, but just don't make it something frequent that every time there is a sale then you are right there waiting in the line. Number 6 is that I have a piggy bank in my room where I throw in like some notes every day. Don't throw in coins, just like notes. The smallest denomination around here is 1 riyal, which translates to something like 27 riyals. So from time to time, maybe I might find a riyal in my pocket, or 5 riyals of 10 riyals that I didn't even know I have. You know, that time when you are preparing your clothes for laundry and you find like, oh, I didn't know I had this much money here and that. So that kind of money I don't spend, I just throw into the piggy bank, and it's that kind of piggy bank that you cannot open, so you will never even know how much is in there. And I'm trying as much as possible to just let it be until the end of the year, then I will see just how much I have saved from whatever. Also, the money that the other monies that I put in the piggy bank are like when I managed to resist a temptation. Like when the temptation was really strong, I wanted to spend like maybe 10 riyal, and I ended up just like resisting it with all my might. Or maybe when I narrowed it down, like when I brought it down a notch and spent 5 riyals instead of 10 riyals, then the other 5 riyals I put it in the piggy bank, so that at the end of the year I'll just see how much money I have managed to save out of discipline. Number 7 is that I did away with my debit card, because I have a savings account in Kenya, and last year, as I said, I used to make some very bad financial decisions. So once I had squandered all the money in my current account, I would end up like just swiping the debit card to buy stuff, maybe even clothes, stuff that I don't really need, because it was just always there in my wallet. So I got rid of it, so that once I send money home, I cannot pull it out of the account until I go back home. That way I know that I have savings that are growing every month, that are not dwindling at the end of the month because I decided to buy a shoe here or a cloth there or whatever that I didn't really need. Point number 8 is that I try as much as possible to avoid going out, especially to the malls, because for us we have a bus, making 3 trips to the mall every single day. 3 trips going and coming back from our accommodation. And for me, the only time I really get to go out is on Fridays, when I know that I'm going to church, and after church then I spend time with my friends, and then we can go to the mall, we can hang out, and I already just make up my mind that this is the much that I'm going to spend for lunch, and also that's the time that I will buy my groceries for the week and whatever I need. But I also just limit it to buying only stuff that I need. Also last year I used to like have you know, those burger, like there was one option for I think 18 riyals or 17 riyals or something like that. You get fries and a burger, double cheeseburger, and like juice. It used to cost something like 16 riyals. Nowadays, even if I have to spend on a burger, I have those like coupons, where once you spend like 5 riyals in McDonald's, at least 5 riyals in McDonald's, then you can get a free juice. So what I'd rather do is buy maybe a burger for 5 or 6 riyals at most, and then get a free guava juice, and that way I've spent 10 riyals less, and the rest I can just put it away or just use it for groceries and stuff like that, so that I avoid Team Msoto, which I really went through that phase a lot last year. You can't even imagine. And then another thing this year is that I decided I'm not going to throw my daughter a very big and expensive birthday, because last year I spent more than 50,000 Kenya shillings to throw a birthday for her, and that doesn't even include the cost of air ticket that I bought to fly home to throw the birthday for her, which, okay, fine, she was turning 5, and to me that was big, and I had really missed her. But honestly, that is something that I can only do once in 5 years. So the next time I'm going to do that is when she turns 10. But for this year, I decided, because one, I'm not going to be present for the birthday. I cannot be there for all occasions. It is just something that happens, especially when you're working outside the country. You'll not be able to fly home when she's graduating or when she's... stuff happens. But this time I said I will send money to her aunties and they can throw her a nice feast at a hotel where it is just maybe her and her cousins and a few friends here and there. She can play, it's a nice place where she can play with the bouncing castles. She can go to the like Funville or something like that. They can have cake. She can have a new dress, new shoes, stuff like that. That will cost me something, maybe at most. I gave them a budget of nothing more than 18k compared to like almost 100k that I had to spend last year. That including ticket and including wherever I had to buy beer for people, I had to buy wine, I had to buy this, I had to buy that. You can't even imagine. I had to buy mineral water. Oh my god. I just say this year, that is money that I would rather just put into her own savings account, And point number 10, something that we usually do, my girlfriends and I, is that we carpool. Whenever we are going somewhere, maybe to a place that is not accessible by metro, otherwise every other time we need to go to a place, we try to go to a place that we would we use the metro. And if we have to use a taxi maybe to access a particular place, then we carpool. 4 of us take one taxi and we end up paying like 2 riyals and 50 dirhams, as opposed to if you are going alone in the taxi and you end up paying 10 riyals or even more. So we carpool to church, we carpool to places that we want to go and hang out, and it just saves us so much more money, because last year the metro was introduced like much later, and once you needed to go to maybe a city center, to go to wherever, you would end up parting with something like 35 riyals or even more, going and coming back. So guys, those are my tips for saving money this year. And if you enjoyed this content, and please consider subscribing and join the club. And thank you so much for watching. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you found the content valuable to you, and also put a comment down below on your methods of saving, or if you are even managing to save a coin this year. And if you haven't, please consider starting. Follow a few of these tips and just set up a bank account, set up a savings account, and let's all win by the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you on another video. Bye.